Here we are, FightHype.com, with an exclusive interview with George Ferocious Kambosos. Mate, hasn't stopped camp from early May this year. George, how are you?
People ask, how long are your camps? How long are your preparations? So I've been preparing since I got into boxing. So this has been just one big journey, every single day, hard work. I feel fantastic, man. I'm feeling great, feel strong, and just ready to fight. I'm so happy that there's a date set and we're going to get it on. Hopefully, we know his track record, so I'll be there.
October the 4th, Monday night, Madison Square Garden. George, you've been there before. Mickey Bay, obviously 2 years ago, Miami to New York. No difference for you.
For me, to be honest, inside me, I think I actually thrive on it even more. Going into the backyard, what a story, man! I went and beat Mickey Bay in his hometown. I went and beat Lee Silva in his hometown, and it's meant to be. I'm going to beat this undisputed kid, take him out, take his belts, and what a better story. Them 3 wins there is a Hall of Fame, career right there. Doesn't matter what I do after this fight, but I'm just so focused, man. Tunnel vision. I have been since forever. I've always been like this, and this is my moment. My time has come. I'm just ready to fight.
Mate, there was a lot of talk back after the fight straight away. Obviously, a lot of anger, and anyone would be from your camp around the situations that happened. You had your father there, your partner there, the rest of your team there. You sent them home. Then you came back home. I want to ask you, how did you feel when you started hearing things about a potential Lopez versus Lomachenko 2 fight?
Sorry, there's a contract signed. So, when this whole thing fell apart, and there was only one person in fault here, August 14th was the next set date. And I told everyone, I told them from Triller, and we had a meeting after the June 19th fight fell through. I said, you tell me, is that the date? Because I will stay. I'm here. I will fly my kids over. I got my wife here already. We are prepared to fly our kids over and be here. And they said, no, that's not going to be the date. The date, and we're working towards Lopez and see how he is with COVID. I knew 100% that he was never going to be prepared for that date because the way COVID would have hit him, and he was on his deathbed. So I had to make the choice at that point to send my team home, send my wife home, and for her safety, I stayed in Miami for a little bit. And then when I got 100% clarification that he was never going to be there August 14th, then I decided, what, I'm going to go home. I'm going to see my 2 kids. I was away once, just seeing them, how much they grew. The reason I'm there for, just motivated me even more. It's unexplainable. He goes out and says he's starving. That's a damn lie. He ain't starving at all. He's damn thirsty too. So, we're just focused, man. At the end of the day, I've been prepared since June 19th. Whatever date. This is the new date. It's on a Monday night. It doesn't bother me what day it is. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, twice on Sunday. It doesn't bother me. I just want to fight.
As soon as you got back to Australia, George, was there a little bit of a break? Obviously, you're so used to the jet lag, or was it just straight through, keep going? Lenny Zapp got the phone call. Shout out to Terry Nicholas, got the phone call. We're not going to talk about some other people, but, mate, you've been in with some killers here in Sydney.
Preparing me the perfect style, big, strong guys. Lenny Z is an absolute animal, big name in the US, and I love the guy, man. He gives me fantastic work. Been getting some fantastic sparring, and this guy can hit. It's way harder than Lopez, and it's great sparring. And obviously Terry, my boy, he's really put in that solid work. Both these guys are big guys. Both these guys walk around over 70 plus, kilos. So I've got no problem with whatever Lopez size that he thinks he has, which I don't see. I've got no issues. I've had no rest. I prepare, day in, day out, 2 to 3 sessions a day. Today I've done 3 sessions. And I'm just focused. I'm just hungry. And going back on that question before, where they're talking about Lomachenko, you see it everywhere. He doesn't want a bar of Lomachenko. Everyone knows what happened in that fight. He knows it himself that Lomachenko was not himself. He knows that he came in there with one arm. The best thing is Andre Ward scored a draw, and he had it a draw against a guy with one arm. So that just tells you exactly what's going on there. But, there's a lot of talk about, Lomachenko wants that fight. Well, guess what, Loma? I'll give you the shot. When I get these belts, I'm looking to fight the best of the best. I don't care about, protecting records. I don't care about all the bullshit that comes with it, politics. I'll fight you next. You want the shot at the belts? Because I'm going to win these belts. I'll give you the shot. But you got to come see me in Australia or in Greece.
That would be the plan, George. If you get through Teofimo, and there's a lot of... The thing is, we ran a digital thing the other day. The tides have changed a bit, George. More and more and more people think that you're going to win this fight. What do you put that down to?
I'm preparing. People see how hungry I am. They're not dumb. And they can see how he is. They can see his whole charisma. Kid's not focused. He's distracted like crazy. He's missing sessions left, right, and center. 2 weeks ago, he's out partying and drinking. And then, it was a family celebration. Okay. But think about what I've had to miss out from my family, the celebrations I've had to miss out to put everything into this fight. So all the 1% things, he blew out again. He put back, obviously, weight on. He's got to drop all that weight again. All the 1% things catches up. And I said it, the 1%ers catch up, kid, and you'll learn the hard way. Now, there's going to be a lot of excuses. I see it. I know there's going to be a lot of excuses after this fight. The COVID, he's got asthma, his lungs. We want one round to finish off Kambosos because they're not ready for the next 11. There's going to be a lot of excuses, but, I'm just focused on what I got to do. And, I'm just confident. People will think, oh, this guy's arrogant. This guy is, he's talking shit. But, I'm just focused. I believe myself. And, I'm chasing the best guys. If it's not Lomachenko, then Devin Haney. Everyone's avoiding Devin Haney. Well, Devin Haney, I'll fight you straight away. And we already said that. So, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter who's against me. But I just can't wait to destroy this kid.
Looking back at Devin Haney's last fight against Linares, George, you obviously look at the other guys in 135. Lopez talks about he wants to go to 140 in his next fight already when he's got a big face here at 135. What's your thoughts on Devin Haney versus Linares, who was a very seasoned veteran, Linares?
I said before, respect is earned in the ring, and good performance showed what he's about. And Linares is no joke. It was a good win. I'm not a hater. I never take a win away from someone and try to diminish it. Good win, and it's great for the lightweight division. That's a fight that I love to have, and I'll put my hand up straight away. Like I said, I want to fight the best fighters in the lightweight division. You got this guy. He's looking at the 140 division. He's looking at different guys, but you got to focus on Kambosos because I know that weight cut is going to be brutal. I know it's going to be harder than ever. So because up like June 19th, he wasn't there, and let's get it on. Let's fight.
135 is the weight limit, George. Obviously, he's going to come in a hell of a lot bigger. You talk about the weight cut, not worried about what he comes into the ring when he rehydrates?
Me too. You can see from my weigh-ins to when I step inside them ropes, I'm so much thicker. I'm so much stronger. So, I've got no issues with weight. If I've got to make weight tomorrow, I'd make weight tomorrow. That's no problem. And I hydrate 100%. I've got a fantastic team. I've got a seasoned team, and this is not my... I've been doing this a long, long time, longer than what he was doing it. When he made his pro debut, I was already fighting 12-round fights against world-rated guys. So, this is not my first rodeo.
George, you're in a division now that is highly, highly stacked. We talk about when Mayweather was around through the 210s and early 210s into 215s, the 147. The heavyweight division's all been around for a long time. There's so many great fighters that have been through the heavyweight. The 135 division, Ryan Garcia, Tank when he was in there, yourself, Haney, Lopez, Lomachenko. Mate, there's so many. Would you say now it is a prize division?
In the world, you got some of the hottest names in the world, and I know after this victory, I'm going to be sitting at the top, the number one. I'll hold all the aces, but when you've got a hell of a division like this, that's where the eyes are. Everyone wants to see the lightweights. Everyone wants to see the big names fighting each other, and they want to see what's moving, what's happening, who's fighting who. And I'm just excited to rule the division because I will be ruling this.
Do you feel also, George, with the experience you've had too, like fighting in America so many times in the last couple of years, this is a thing where I've got to say, in your advantage, this Madison Square Garden, whether it's a full crowd, half a crowd, the Mickey Bay was a big stage on that, obviously, undercard. Selby in his backyard. Is this New York going to start? This New York factor going to play into your factor?
Now, going to be more support my way. And crazy to say it, but there are 180,000 Greeks in New York alone. 3 million in the US. He's lucky that the borders aren't open, because I'd say there'll be another 5,000-10,000 from Australia coming over. But the Greek population in New York, and so many have messaged me saying we have already bought our tickets, we are coming. They're going to come in numbers, as well as the journal fans and the people that support me. You got his own people that don't like him and are messaging me saying, man, we're coming to support you. So I'm not worried about the crowd. I'm not worried about, what atmosphere is there. I'm coming to do my job, and I'm just hoping that he rocks up to the fight. I want him there and my job and win this fight.
Obviously, back in May, probably April, May this year, the digital media, George, just for us here at FightHype, the views were massive. The views were massive on other channels as well. There was a lot of hype leading into your fight. Obviously, the fight didn't happen. It's not really a fight that we have to really big up again, is it? It's already out there. It's been building for so long over the last 3 months. I'm sure that the next 2.5, 3 weeks, it's just going to blend right in, like gunpowder for a big fight on October the 4th.
And, I think the way things have happened, with obviously the postponement, him getting COVID, the back and forth, it's just added more fuel to the fire and created more interest in this fight. So whatever is happening in the fight, again, that's fantastic. The hype is there. I'm just focused on beating and collect 3 things I'm coming over to New York for.
You spoke yesterday too, and it was great to see some mainstream media here in Australia get behind you around the sacrifice with your partner and the 3rd child on the way. It is to be that you might actually be overseas when your partner's having that baby. George, does that fuel you even more and drive you even more?
The sacrifice I make is for my family, for my kids, and we're prepared if that's the way it is. And I'm not here, and the birth happens. It is what it is, but this is how much it means to me. This is how much this victory, But I'm cool, calm, collected. I stay focused on my job, and I show no emotion. Again, this is personal. This is personal because this fight should have already happened. This should already be done. We'd had all the belts, and we'll be looking at Lomachenko, Devin Haney, Gervonta Davis, Ryan Garcia. We'll be looking at that end of the year here in Australia, but it hasn't, and we've adapted. But just wait for everything that's happened, and I'm a warrior. I'm ready to sacrifice whatever I have to, like I have in the past. And if that baby comes before or after or while I'm on the plane, so be it. That's the kind of fighter I am. A lot of fighters won't do it. I think 99.9% of fighters, wouldn't go for the sacrifice I do, especially here in Australia. But I'm a different breed, and he knows.
George, when you're in Miami in America, you're obviously so zoned in on your fight. You're looking at it from a whole different level. Be honest with me. How have you felt since you've been back in Australia with some of the media about all this other stuff happening? Or do you just completely switch off, don't worry about it, because you are the face of Australian boxing from a worldwide level?
Media, I am my own media. I'm my own, mainstream media. I got to put one thing out and it goes crazy. Whatever I want to put out, whatever news, I could have said that I'm fighting, someone else, and it would have went crazy and people would have freaked out. So I could do whatever I want on my social media. We've got the biggest platform here in Australia, and that's okay. If the mainstream media is going to support me, so be it. I know who supports me, and I know who's been there from the very start, and it's all going to change when I have all the belts. A lot of these guys that didn't support me are going to come running, but there's going to be a price for exclusive interview. And